Hello. Good evening, everyone. This is Topsy Gift, and I'm here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So, who is joining me today? I have another beautiful topic. Like we started this topic 2 days ago, and we've done like a part one where we talked about should childlessness be the reason for extramarital affairs, and the second part we did was, is childlessness a curse? Hello Sir Paul, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please, as you join, help me share the video and invite your friends. Help me share the video and invite your friends. Hello Sir Victor, thank you for joining. God bless you. So just help me share the video, share the video and invite your friends. So like I was saying, the first part of the this topic we did was should childlessness be the reason for extramarital affairs? Should childlessness be the reason for extramarital affairs? And 2 days ago we did, is childlessness a curse? And what are the curses of childlessness in both male and female? And we actually dealt on the male aspect, the last video, the first part. Hello Sir Rex, thank you for joining. Hello Sir Douglas, thank you for joining. God bless you. So go ahead and quickly share the video. Let me also share here on my system. So help me share the video, invite your friends, share it on groups, tag somebody, share on Messenger, and let's and we'll be ready to go. Hello my Elizabeth, thank you for joining. Good to have you. So how's the family? How's the baby boy doing? So as you come in, please help me share the video and invite your friends. So is childlessness a curse? Hello Sir Samuel, thank you for joining. God bless you. Is childlessness a curse? Hello Sema, thank you for joining. God bless you. Help me share the video as you come in and invite your friends. Help me share the video and invite your friends. So is childlessness a curse? Like, wow. It's really important. Hello my ID Charles, thank you for joining. God bless you. Good to have you here. Oh yeah, so the second part of the video we did. Hello Sir Donald, thank you for joining. Is that Donald Trump? No. Okay, good to have you Sir Donald. So we talked about the causes of childlessness in male, and we gave some very vital information. I gave some very vital information out there. What could be the causes of childlessness in male, or you could call it infertility in male? And we talked about abdominal sperm production or function, and we talked about the problem with the delivery of sperm when you are having problem, when your testicles is having problem. Maybe there could be an injury or something. So we talked about overexposure to certain environmental factors. We talked about drugs. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about gonorrhea, we talked about HIV, we talked about a lot of things, and then we also talked about damage related to cancer and its treatments. So those are the causes we talked about when we were talking about the problem that could lead to childlessness, or a man not being able to impregnate a woman. Okay, but today we're going to be focusing on the woman, since we dealt with the man the last time. So if you didn't watch the video, please go ahead and look for the video. It's the same title. All right, so that's the second part of the video. So, the first yeah, the second part anyway. Okay, so what is childlessness a curse? Please, what do you think? I would like you to share your opinion, what you think about childlessness being a curse or not being a curse, because I don't know, I just see that the issue of childlessness is really important, and most people are not talking about it. Like Africa, I don't know why I use Africans. I don't know why I always use Africans, but the thing is, Africans, we value children. Like, if it's not coming from the woman's womb or from the wife's womb, your wife's womb is like, you can't, adopting a child, it's crazy idea. It's a crazy idea for you to do. So I just wonder if childlessness is a curse, because I gave instances whereby white people get married, and not even because the man or the woman is having a problem, they just go ahead to adopt because they don't. The woman said, "Oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to go through the stress of carrying a baby and all that. So please, let's just adopt." And they go ahead and adopt. They can adopt 1, 2, and they live with the child. The child show the child so much love, and and that's it. At the end of the day, they will their properties to these children, and they are gone. Because I was sharing the first video and the second video that children are God's heritage, and whether you like it or not, you're not taking any of the children to heaven. Everything you acquire on earth is going to end here. Everything, including your children, everything you've ever gotten on earth is going to end here on earth. So don't break your head, don't break your marriage, don't go into depression, emotional pain, emotional trauma, anxiety, anger. Just because you're not able to have a child, you're not able to impregnate a woman, or you're not able to, get pregnant as a woman. Okay. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So I see this as a very powerful, topic that could save lives and save people who have open hearts, who are ready to accept the truth, because Africans, we want to make everything look like, if it's not like this, if we don't have a child, it's like something is wrong, like we are not complete, we're not complete humans, or the marriage is not complete without the child. I don't understand. In the Garden of Eden, hello John Ifeanyi, thank you for joining, God bless you. In the Garden of Eden, you could see that when God made man and woman, he never made children. You understand? Because he just knew that they were complete. He made Adam a complete being and made Eve a complete being. So with or without children, they were already complete. He just asked them to go ahead and multiply, fulfill what you are here for. Go ahead and enjoy yourselves. So the picture of children, God was not stupid to have not brought children in the picture. You think it was stupidity, and God did not bring children into the picture when it was time for creation? Okay, so if you don't have a child biologically, you should not go and kill yourself. You should not be running head-to-skelter and looking as though your wife is a curse, or your wife family is a curse, or somebody cursed her, or somebody cursed you as a man, or just seeking for answers anywhere, anyhow, just you doing anything possible to get your own child biologically, because you think that, if you don't if you're not able to produce children by your own self, it's like you are not a man. So men have this low self-esteem when they are not they are having issues impregnating a woman. So they feel like they are not complete. Their manhood is not complete because they cannot impregnate a woman. Now the woman feels incomplete as well when she cannot carry a baby. But that having to be able to impregnate a woman, or having to be able to carry a baby, it's not the reason why you are here on earth. So childlessness is not a curse. It's not a curse. We all need to understand that children are God's heritage. Children are God's blessings. All right? He chooses to give to you when he wants to. When he feels, when it is of necessity to him, he does that. You don't desire to have children all of a sudden without the Creator in view, and he just gives you. I was saying in my previous video that there are people who are destined to never have their biological children on earth, and that is how God has made it, and no man can change it. No native doctor can change it. No pastor can reverse it. No nothing, not even a scientist can change it. God have destined some individuals that they will never have children, and not because they were cursed. No, there's a purpose why God made it so. And history have proven to us with names of an endless list of people who never either got married, who got married and never had children, and they lived out their purpose on earth. They lived that purpose and they impacted generations. They impacted humanity. They were a blessing to the earth. They were dead and long. They were long dead, ago. But today we still enjoy from what they've been able to do. So which is the greatest? Why do you have to treat your wife as though she's a cursed woman because she cannot bear you a child? Why treat your husband as though he is cursed because he cannot bear you, he cannot impregnate you as a woman? He is not cursed. That's why I was saying in my last video that people should sit down and discuss the issue of child before you tie the knot, before you go to the altar, before you go to the traditional wedding, before you say, yes, I want to marry you, or yes, I want you to be my husband, or yes, I want you to be my wife. Sit down and discuss children. Sit down and discuss the issue of children. If possible, excuse me, if possible, go to hospitals and get to go run a test, check yourselves if you are okay before you say yes, so that you don't start telling the other party that, oh, you lied to me, oh, you never tell me you were impotent, oh, you never tell me you were barren, oh, you never tell me you removed your womb, your womb rather, when you were Aaron's babe or Aaron's girl. You removed your womb, and you made me to marry a man instead of a woman. I did not marry you to come and stay here and be staring at my face. I married you for you to bear me children. So I cannot continue living with you in this house when you are not being able to carry a child. The doctor has said that your womb is removed. So what do you want me to do? I cannot live with you, man. No, so the husband begins to call the wife man. So leave my house. So the marriage that is supposed to be of love, of peace, of unity, of togetherness, of, just name it. The marriage that's supposed to be sweet becomes a place of torture, a place of abuse and violence. Why? Because the woman is having problem carrying a baby, or the man is impotent. So if I shared in my video where I talked about sexual and general questions to ask before you say yes, I advise people to ask a man some important questions, and if possible, go as far as, trying to confirm yourself. And I gave ways on how you can confirm if the man is impotent or not, without having to have sex with him. So if you are looking for how to test a man to be sure that he's not impotent, well, go check out that video. I gave some clue there. So you just be sure of who you're getting married to, so that you don't start having problems tomorrow when the man is not impotent, or the man is impotent and there's nothing you can do. The question is, did he even tell you before getting married to you, right? So could it be that he knew he was impotent, lied to you all the while, swinged you into marrying him, and then want you to remain with him for the rest of your life, just not being able to have a child of your own? But if such happen again, what would you do? Because some couples have taken the opportunity of the fact that their wives or their husbands are having problem impregnating them, or their wives are having problem, carrying a baby, to going into extramarital affairs. They just sleep with anything that comes their way out of anger and frustration, because they've been into this marriage for 5 years, for 4 years, for 2 years, 3 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like the numbers are getting, endless. Then there's no cry of a baby. The babies are not forthcoming, and they are not ready to adopt any baby. They want to produce the child of their own. They want to see their sperm in action. The woman wants to have the feeling of carrying a baby all by herself. Hello, my Mercy. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So then, because she is having this notion that she must carry her baby, and the man is having the notion that he must see his sperm in action, physically manifested, then they begin to have problems. When they are both spouses are having problems, they begin to have problems as well. They'll become frustrated. They'll become frustrated. Who said that absence of children will make a home not complete? Who said so? Who said so? Who said that children are the reason why marriages were made in the first place? Who said that without a child you cannot be happily married? Who said that when you get married you cannot adopt children? When you have the opportunity to adopt children, you don't have the right to do. Hello, my Charity Fine. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So please, as you come in, help me share the video. Help me share the video and invite your friends. So I don't understand this whole mentality of, if there's an absence of a child or children in a home, in a marriage, then that marriage is not complete. Then that family is not complete. Who said so? Well, if it's not coming from the Creator's mouth, then I don't think it's truth. Then it's not truth. There's a reason why God made you and I, and that reason is why we should live and fulfill here. Children or no children, children are God's gifts to man. They are God's heritage. You don't force children to come. You don't sow seed and children just appear. You don't go to do all manner of charms and children will appear. If you do all of that and the Creator still disagree that you will not have a child, you will not, no matter what you do. So whether you are born again or you're not born again, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're an atheist, you're whatever, whether you are, you believe and you don't believe in the existence of God. See, if God have destined you not to have children, there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do, let me tell you, is to go to the hospital and carry a live baby of someone else's child, operate your wife's womb and put the baby there. That is all. But if God says you are not going to have a child, whether you are a Christian or not a Christian, my dear, you are not going to have a child. So the earlier you understand the purpose of marriage, the better for you, because children or no children, you will still live in peace. You still be happy. You will enjoy your marriage. You guys will enjoy yourselves. Because I was telling people that all of these things will end here. If I have 20 children today, I am not taking them to heaven. If I have 5, I am not taking them to heaven. The man who had and the one who does not have. See, in heaven, it does not count. There's no difference. Jesus does not treat you differently because you have a child, and treats the one who does not have, who has a child differently from the one who does not have a child. He does not. He cannot do that. He loved us with same equal amount of love. The same 100% he has for the beggar on the street is the same equal amount of love he has for the richest man on earth. The same, nothing, no difference. The blood he shed on the cross is the same equal measure that he gave to everyone, Christian or no Christian. He died for the whole world. So he didn't die for some group of people who say, he will say, I I assume that in the next 10 years or 20 years, these people are going to be born again. So I'm going to give them a greater measure of my blood than the people who I know. No matter what I do, they will not accept. So I will not give them the greater amount of my blood and my love. He doesn't. He loved us equally. Why? Because we were all made in his image and likeness. You know, people don't know that whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, we all are made in his image and likeness. Childlessness is not a curse. Every one of us is complete in Christ. We are complete. So we are purpose complete. We are humanly complete. We are God complete. We are, as in every round, we are complete. Try to understand yourself, made in the image and likeness of God. Imagine who you are. So if you don't have a child, or you're having problem to, conceive, don't see yourself as a lesser human. Don't go keep wetting your bed or running from one miracle center to another miracle center, trying to do all manner of healing and deliverance, trying to sow seed of faith, trying to, go from one man of God to another man of God, from one babalawo and mamalawo to those native doctors, running here to scatter just for you to have a child. Hello, Elizabeth Gift. Thank you so much for joining. That's my namesake. So it is not, it's crazy. See, the reason why God brought you here is superior to the amount of children you will have or you will not have. Whether you have children or you will not have children, it does not affect the reason why you were brought on earth. So children is just an added advantage. So if you don't have children, don't feel like something is missing from you. You can adopt children. If you don't have the money to adopt, go ahead and love children around you, around your neighborhood. Go ahead and love children. Go ahead and show love. There are children on the street who do not have parents, who do not know where to go when the night falls. There are children roaming up and down all over where you are living. They don't have the opportunity to call anybody father. They don't have the opportunity to call anybody mother. So don't see yourself as though something is wrong with you because you don't have a child. Children, and you don't force children to appear immediately you get married. I just wonder when people get married and, in less than 1 year, their father-in-laws will start calling. Yeah, John, hey, James, oh, Titus, Matthew, Hafa, has the thing entered? When are we expecting the good news? Is it twins? Is it triplets? Is it a baby girl? Is it a baby boy? You people should not waste time. You people have to do this. So the mother of the girl is already calling. The in-laws are calling. Everybody wants to know if she's pregnant or not. So they put so much pressure on couples who are supposed to. The Bible says that a man shall leave. He shall leave his father and mother and go to cleave to his wife. It means that he is supposed to leave them. They are not supposed to be running his home. Their parents are not supposed to be the one to run this guy's home. Are not supposed to be the one to run the lady's home for her. They will both go and decide how to run their home by themselves. But what are we seeing today? We see where in-laws, where parents try to interfere in a union that God have cleaved together, have brought together. And cleave together and cleave to his wife, and the both of them shall become one. So now we have one voice. Now we have one vision. Now we have one understanding. But what do we see? Especially the African continent. They make life miserable for the woman when she's not able to have a child. They make life so miserable for her. She's just so it's like she's sitting on a hot pan.
It's like they put fire under her buttocks and they ask her to sit on top of it. Hello, Mastella. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So please help me share the video if you have not done so. All right, so childlessness is not a curse. You as a man need to understand that childlessness is not a curse. Your wife is not a curse just because she's having problem conceiving. You are not a curse because you're also having problem impregnating your wife. All of these children, whether you have 1 million children, or you have 2 children, or you have 1 child, or you have 10 of it, see, all of it will end here on earth. You are not taking any child to heaven. Neither are you taking your wife or husband to heaven. All of these things end here. So why do we need to kill ourselves? Why are we running helter-skelter and causing our partners pain because they are having challenges? Why do we make it look like it's a do or die affair? Why does our parents-in-laws make it look like a do or die affair? Like if we don't do it, then we cannot even be bold to call ourselves couples. We are not bold enough to call ourselves a woman. So, some people even call you a man because you're a woman, you cannot conceive. They call you a man. Your husband will call you a man. Your sister-in-laws will call you a man. They come and drag you. They come and disgrace you. They insult you. They abuse you. They treat you like a piece of shit. Not just childlessness, but the fact that some women are having problem giving birth to a male child. It's just like if you don't have a male child, all the children you have around you are shadows. They don't even exist. So if you have 5 girls, they don't exist. In the eyes of culture, they are shadows. In the eyes of some cultures, they are shadows. Until you give birth to a male, then we see that a child is in the house. Who is making all this whole tradition and these whole ideas? Who have made these things look like it's like if we don't have it, then we are not complete, and we have embraced it. We have embraced and we have accepted it, and we are living with it, and we are passing it on to our children. So when our children go to their husband's house and they don't have the ability to conceive, or they don't have the ability to impregnate their wives, they are in deep trouble. They are in deep mess. Why? Because the ideology of society is that a man who is married must have a child. It's like a must. If a man cannot impregnate a woman, that man is cursed. If a woman cannot carry a baby, then she is cursed. She is a man, not a woman. Who said so? Who said she is cursed? How dare you call what God had called blessed curse? We were blessed from the foundation of the earth, from the very moment he put his breath on us. He blessed us. In the book of Genesis, he blessed us. How dare you call her cursed? How dare you call him cursed because he cannot impregnate or she cannot bear you a child? The definition of marriage in Africa especially is crazy. So marriage is about children. When a man is telling you, sweetheart, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Oh, I can't stay without you. Oh, I can't sleep. I can't just imagine that we will not be together. I can't do this. I can't live without you. Like all of those things, my sister, know that there is child behind his head. Oh, the moment that children are not forthcoming, all of those I can't, I can't stay a minute without calling you. Oh, I can't stay a second without thinking of how you're doing. Oh, I can't stay a minute without thinking about you. Oh, I can't. All of those I can't will disappear. All of those I can't will disappear. Why? Because the idea of marriage is having children. So there's a wrong definition and a wrong perspective, a wrong ideology that is attached to marriage. And it's so wrong. Because why? It's causing pain to people. It has broken homes. Homes that were supposed to be peaceful. Homes that were supposed to be such that it would be worthy of emulation is in shambles because there is absence of children or a child. So imagine when you were dating the guy, he's taking you to, just name the countries. He's taking you to US, UK, Ireland, or he's taking you to Dubai. He's buying you everything. He's just treating like a queen. In fact, he does not want you to cook. He does not want you to do hard things. He wants to do everything for you. He wants to treat you like, wow, like this is how he's going to remain for the rest of your life. Everything, he cannot stay a minute without, sweetheart, how are you doing? Oh, I miss you. He's texting you. He's calling you in his office. He's restless because of you. He must speak to you like 20 to 30 times in a day. He's all over you. He's all over you. There's so much. He's attached to you. It's like a part of you is in him. So he just cannot do without you. All of a sudden, after yes I do in the altar, the guy waits for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you guys are trying, the thing is not working. Or it worked at a point, you had a miscarriage or something, no? And you kept trying, the child is not coming. All of those sweetie, sweetheart, my love, honey, darling, baby, all of them will start disappearing. Bagam. Baby, what? Baby, what? What is it? Every time you ask me for money, ordinary bearing a child, ordinary carry baby like every other woman out there. You cannot carry baby. Your womb cannot carry baby. Every time you ask me for money, you want to buy the best car, you want to buy a shebi for this, you want to buy this, you want to buy George, you want to buy rapper, you want to go to this, you want to change your car, you want to change your makeup, you want to change your human hair, your Brazilian hair, your Peruvian hair, you want to buy gold, you want to wear wristwatch of gold, you want to this. So everything about you begins to irritate him. Sweetie, darling, honey, all of it begins to fade. Why? Because there was already an idea that, listen, my sweetheart, all of these things I'm telling you, that you are the most beautiful woman on earth, there is still an idea that a child has to follow for me to completely love you, for you to continually be that sweetest baby. A child has to be in view. A child has to back it up. So if there's an absence of a child in this marriage, now only you waka come. Now only you waka come. I did not sign that contract for childlessness. I did not come here to endure till death us do parts. Some people don't want to even quote that part where they say till death do us part. They don't like that till death do us. They say use another thing, pastor. Don't use that one. So I don't understand. Childlessness is not a curse. Stop frustrating your wife. Stop frustrating your husband. Stop sleeping around. Stop going to look for sugar son or sugar daughters or sugar babies or sugar whatever to satisfy your sexual urge because you're looking for children, not because you just even want to really have an affair with them, but because you're looking for anything that can produce you a child. So you sleep with everything on skirts and trousers just because you must have a child. Some men tell you that I'm the only son of my father, so there is no way my father's name cannot continue. Do you mean that I should come and be enduring? Listen, even if these people are deacons in their church, they know they hear story. Even if they are pastors, they know go hear story. So do you think that my father's name should end? My lineage should just disappear, should just die? Immediately I'm dead now, nobody will continue my name, my father's name, brother. Nobody will continue my father's name because my sisters will go and marry and change their names. So I'm the only son. So we just have to have a child. And our biological child, I'm not ready for adoption. I am not ready. Bagam. So we must have a child. make sure we will do everything possible to have a child. So this family will be running from Jericho to Samaritan to Judea to utmost part of the earth looking for a child. They are restless in prayers. They are restless. Sometimes they are even absent-minded. In their offices, they are restless. At home, they are restless. There's no peace. Even when the woman cooks the man's best meal, he is not eating it with joy. He is eating it with murmuring, with grumbling, with hatred, with pain. At points, he ignores the food. He picks offense. He picks quarrel when there is none. He is just so frustrated because there is no child in the family. Let me tell you something, sir. If you don't have a child, you see that lineage that you want to continue, even if you have 20 boys to continue that lineage, or that name, it will end here. There is no record of your lineage in heaven. You're not going with that lineage to heaven. No. When you just go, you say, Lord Jesus, I had 10 boys, so we have to continue from where we stopped in heaven. No. When you get to heaven, you say, all my boys, wanna show. We have to continue. So where are your wives and your children? Make sure they carry my name so that the name will continue in heaven. All of it it's just ending here. So why would you have to kill yourself as if the reward on earth is greater than the reward in heaven? Is the reward on earth greater than the reward in heaven? Which reward is the greatest? The reward of having to have earthly children who will bear your name, or the reward of discovering your purpose and the reason why you exist and fulfilling it? Which is the greatest? Which do you think you will be rewarded for when you live life after here? Which would be more rewarding? Which will the angels in heaven welcome you for? Which will Jesus say, welcome my good and faithful servant? Do you think he's going to say, James, welcome my good and faithful servant for having 20 boys and having 20 girls? Welcome. Welcome, Janet, for having 50 children. Welcome. Come and take your reward. Juan, you never had a child. You are not going to get a reward. What's his name? Come, you will not have any reward because you don't have a child. All of those things are going to end here. They are going to end here. Let me tell you the greatest reward. He is going to reward you not just for the souls that you won, but for the fact that you fulfill the reason why he brought you here. Why would he call you my good and faithful servant? It's like the parable of it's not the lost coin. The parable where Jesus was talking about how that he gave coins to people, to 5 different people, and he gave the other one 3, he gave the other one 5, he gave the other one 1, and all of that. So eventually, what did he ask them for? For the same purpose, he gave them money. He asked them, what did you do with it? What did you do? This person said, I multiplied it. Master, I multiplied my own. Master, I did not do. The one who was given one did not do. So what do you think God is going to ask you for? What do you think God is going to ask you? He's going to ask you, oh, Joshua, what was the purpose of your children? Or what did you do with the children I gave to you? Is that what he's going to ask you? He's going to ask you for purpose, which is the reason why you exist, the reason why he sent you here on earth. The reason is what he's going to ask you. He's going to be asking you, you went to work in oil company. So what that happened with the money you got there? All of those things are just for your benefit. It's just for your earthly living. You don't need it in heaven. The greatest purpose, the greatest things is going to be asking you are the souls you want and the purpose that you are supposed to fulfill here on earth. So if you live the life void of purpose, you are going to inherit nothing. No reward, because you only get reward for living the life that he sent you for, and for the fruits that you were able to bear. not the fruit of children. No, don't get me wrong. So childlessness is not a curse. Stop getting it twisted. When you're married and you don't have a child, don't kill yourself. See, Jesus is not going to chase you out from heaven or despise you or ask the angels to shame you because you were not able to have a child. He is the giver of children. So it pleases him to give you a child. It pleases him to give you children. So all you have to do, go about your daily purpose, fulfill it, and love people. Love is the greatest. Show love to children. Show love to men and women out there. Live and your everyday life with the consciousness of fulfilling why you are here on earth. And when you are gone, that is what will be more amazing. That is what will be more recognized by God. You know, in the eyes of man, they think that a man that dies without bearing a biological child is a failure to humanity. It's like he is a failure to his lineage. He failed himself and his family for not being able to have children. That's the eyes of man. Man cannot grade you. Man does not have the ability to grade you in heaven. All of those grades are here. That's why I'm so sorry about people who run iota skater to sleep with lecturers to get marks, to sleep around just to get promoted, to sleep, to do anything just to acquire anything. They can do anything to just get anything. I just pity for them. Why? Because all of it will end here. It will end here. So those who had the opportunity to go to school and those who never went to school, they will be judged equally. There will be no discrimination. Jesus will not say, come, you lived in the street all through your life before you died, so I don't have reward for you. Hey, you were a professor, so I have a greater reward for you as a professor. All of those things are just here. Are just for the benefit of mankind. That's all. That's all. So children are God's heritage, and you not being able to have a child, you are not cursed. You are not under a curse, so stop running here to scatter. Stop being deceived. Stop being, being deceived by most of these prophets telling you to sow 1 day of favor is greater than how many days of labor? 1 million years of labor. They ask you to sow a dangerous seed. Sow for your unborn children. Sow seed of blood. Drink this water, drink this anointing oil, drink this, tie this, rub this in the night, put this, put this broom, tie this kind of wrapper, madam, spread this kind of perfume, put this kind of thing, put this kind of powder. These are the kind of makeup you should use. When the devil sees you, he runs away. Eat grass, eat this, drink petrol. Nothing. They will just be using you to enrich themselves. They are just using your ignorance. They are just using the fact that you don't even know. You don't even read your Bible. You don't even know who you are in Christ. So because you don't know and you don't want to know, and no problem now, let me harvest you. Let me harvest you. Be my pest. Be my prey while I be your pest. So while I'm getting flourished, you are there dying. You are taking all manner of things, causing your body harm, causing yourselves all manner of sicknesses because you're looking for children. So, these are just crazy things. These are just crazy things that people do. So, the last video, we talked about the causes of childlessness or infertility in male. Now we're going to talk about the causes of childlessness or infertility in women. Now, let's start with one of the causes why some women are having problem, having children is what I call pelvic adhesion. According to findings, it was said that that pelvic adhesions are bands of scars, tissues that binds organs after pelvic infections like appendix, like abdominal or pelvic surgeries. So when women have pelvic infections, they might not be able to have children. They might have problem having children. When women have appendix, when they undergo operations for appendix, they might have challenges having children. When women undergo pelvic surgery, now the first one was pelvic infection. When they have the same pelvic surgery, they might have problem having children. They might have problem having children. So what do? Go to your doctors. Go to the hospital and run a proper test. Do a proper medical checkup. Get to know what the problem is and how you can bring an end to it. How you can solve it so you can have your children. And if it's such that you cannot have your own children naturally because of some of this problem, you can choose to do IVF. You can choose to do IVF. Get your partner into it and tell him or her the importance of what you're about to do. You are not the first in history. The former U.S. president, her wife, what's that? Obama's wife, Michelle Obama. She had all her children via IVF. So she's not cursed. She's not cursed because she could not naturally, or they could not naturally have children. They had their children via IVF. So she was not a cursed woman. There are pastors that are standing on the pulpit today. Those children you are seeing them with, my dear, they had it via IVF, but they didn't want to tell you why. Because they want to keep raising your faith and your hope to think that they had their own children believing in God and in faith. Because they feel like if they tell you the truth that they had their children via IVF, they are belittling themselves. They are bringing themselves down because they want you to see them as gods. They want you to see them as superhero and heroines. So they make you believe that everything must be by faith or by seed sowing. They don't want to tell you that their own children, as men of God and women of God, they had it via IVF. So they are hiding truth from you, and you and I are foolishly adhering to what they are saying, not agreeing to what medical doctors are telling you. A doctor is telling you, woman, there is no way you can have a child except via IVF. And it's safe for you. It's okay for you. You can do it like this. And you're telling the doctor, no, I have faith in God. I have faith in God. I believe. I trust God. He that never fails. He that cannot change. Unchangeable changer. Greater than the greatest. He that was and is to come. He is my Father. He is the creator of the whole earth. Who said is a lie? The doctor is not arguing whether God is the creator of the universe. He did not argue with you. And it's not lie that he's the creator. But God was not stupid to have put doctors in place to help us solve problems that he can solve, but he wants to have a rest so that we can learn to solve our problems by ourselves. So the doctor is telling you, madam, sir, please, you can have a child, but you can only have it via IVF. And it's not bad. It's not a sin. It's not something, it's not something bad. A lot of people do it. And you are saying, no, I believe in God. I am a deacon. I am a deaconess. No, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. I believe in my prophet. I believe in my father. I mean the God of this, the God of that, my God of my papas, the God of my... You are just fooling yourself. Wait for reality.com.org. You might spend 20, 30, the rest of your life without having children. And while the people who went through IVF had children and they are deceiving you that they had it by normal distance. Listen, if I don't tell you my problem, you will not know. You only know the things I told you. You cannot know. There are things that will happen in my family today. I will not come out to say it. I will not tell you why it happened or how it happened. You will know. So if I had a child by IVF, you will know. You will only tell me, oh, congratulations for your baby. So common sense is not common, please. We need to start having common sense. That a woman who had a child normally and one who had by IVF, there is no difference. The child is not going to change. The brain of the child is not going to, change. The complexion of the child is not going to change. The child is not going to become an imbecile. The child is going to be still the same. It's going to still be normal. When we go to the hospitals, parents are holding their children. There is no one written IVF on their face. There is no one, they say, that one, no, IVF. Can't you see, they are carrying IVF on their face. No, but there's no one written. And children who are adopted, when all of them come for immunization in the hospital, you don't see adoption on their faces. You don't see that, that one was adopted. Oh, that one was IVF. Oh, that one is normal pregnancy. So you don't see it. Everybody's the same. So we need to learn, we need to understand that we can solve some of the problems that we think that it's only God that can solve it. God has already put people in place for these things to be solved. So when you are having problem having children, go to the hospital. I was telling people 2 days ago when I was talking about the male causes, while male might not be able to impregnate a woman or might not be able to have to have successful ejaculation, I was telling men that some of these problems are just that they did not go to the hospital to go and check. They just believe that it's a cause. Somebody had caused them. Maybe because they had an issue with their family members or a brother or a friend or a colleague. So they begin to reflect back to all of those things that happened in the past, thinking that is that word, that thing that person said many years ago, that is what is affecting me today. Cause is he that is hung on the tree. There is no cause over your life that can stand. So how can a man say something long ago and you are a born-again Christian, hidden in Christ in God, and you are saying that is that person's cause that is keeping you from having a child? Are you a Christian? Excuse me, do you understand who you are? Do you even understand the power you possess? Do you even understand who you are? Cause is he that is hung on the tree. No amount of cause, whether it's by men of God or by parent or none of the cause can harm you. Why? Any cause that cannot penetrate God and Jesus cannot penetrate you. It has to penetrate Jesus, penetrate God before it gets to you, because you are hidden in Christ, in God. So let's continue. So one of the reasons why women might be having problem having children is what we call pelvic adhesions. Pelvic adhesions, a situation whereby there's a band of scars in a woman's organs, and these organs can be infected. The pelvic area can be infected, so she might be having problem having children. And when she also have pelvic surgeries, she can have problem having children. When she is having appendix, when she has appendix, or when she have appendix surgery as well, she might have problem having children. So you need to go to the hospital and do medical checkup and try treating yourself. Look into what the possibilities of how to treat whatever that is wrong, how to correct any wrongs in your body that you didn't know all about. I was telling men the day before yesterday that some of the drugs that we take, some of the drugs that we mix, that we self-medicate for ourselves, are also the reasons why some men cannot impregnate women. I talked about how that the fact that men will take agbo for everything. They say, when a teenager is growing up, there's so much competition among teenagers and youths. They compete on You know, when they're able to have girlfriends and they have sex with these girls, they try to compete among themselves as boys to know who can last more than 5 minutes, who can last more than 10 minutes, up to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. So these teenagers and these young youths are being lured to all manner of drug, taking all manner of drugs just to sustain, to extend their ejaculation, so that their ejaculation can be delayed. So by the time they keep taking that for how long? All of those drugs have side effects. They take codeine just to get energy. They take all manner of alcohols just to keep them strong, because some men say that when a woman is drunk, she lasts longer in bed, or when a man is drunk, he lasts longer. So all of those things you keep putting in your body, why won't you have problem? You think what you are taking is naturally made? It will have side effect on you. Even ordinary analgesic has side effect. When you constantly take it, when you don't have a problem, you constantly take analgesic, it will have an effect on you. It's not like drinking water. It's not like water. When you take enough water all the time, you are doing more good to yourself, because water helps you to flush a lot of dirts from your body through your urinary tract. But you are not taking water. You are taking drugs, for God's sake. You are abusing drugs. You say, Baba, mix that thing for me. Mix and well. That one way you give me last time, oh boy. No be small thing. Now, I worked in a pharmacy for a long time. I see youths. I see energetic youths and men coming to buy all manner of drugs, the drugs that we sell for sustenance of energy, that will make a man not to be able to ejaculate on time. And these drugs are pretty expensive. There were ones who were selling for 2,500 naira at that time. I don't know how much it is now. There were ones for 500. There were ones for, 250, 300. There were different drugs that you can take so that you will sustain your energy. You will not release your sperm on time. I saw youths trooping in and out of my pharmacy to buy this drug. Do you know, sometimes they come in groups and you hear them whisper to themselves that I go deal with that girl today. She never see anything. She thinks that she go chop my money, go free. She never see anything. I go deal with her today. She don't know what they come her way. Oh. She just they chop my money. She never see anything. I go deal with her today. So that she go carry her pants, they run. No, so you see all of these things. So you will see married men too will be discussing when they come in group or with their clique of friends. They will start telling you how that they caught one girl, because my pharmacist then was a married man. They will start gisting with the man in his office, and his office is linked to the pharmaceutical place where we sell those drugs. So, and you can hear whenever a visitor is in discussing with the pharmacist. So, they will be making jest of women. Married men, they'll be making jest of women. Say, get one fish where I catch you. The girl fine, so I can't buy this 2,500. Married man, I can't buy this so that I go teach her lesson, so that she go know, say me no be small man, me I get energy. Make she know they look me like say I don't old. So the man is trying to prove to the young girl that he just found that he has the energy to go as far as 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever, just to have sex to satisfy the girl, so that the girl can keep coming anytime he calls on her. So, but they don't know that all of these drugs have side effects. All of these drugs have side effects. Even the ones women take after sex or before sex. 5 minutes after sex or 5 minutes before sex to prevent pregnancy, in case you don't want to use condom. There's a drug they call Postino too. It's called Postino. Now, that drug, you take it so that you can prevent pregnancy. It's very cheap, but I could see young single ladies tripping in to come and buy these drugs. As if there was this Sister Mary, that was always tying her head and wearing long gown. looking, no makeup, no nothing. She's looking like she's a saint. But there is no day that will pass her by without coming to my pharmacy to buy this drug. She keeps swallowing this drug all the time. I don't know if somebody sent her. Let me not say she's the one. But whoever is sending her will keep taking this drug, and they think it will not have effect on them. Of course it will have effect. When the effect of those drugs bounce back, my dear, it might be greater than the fun, the joy, the 5 minutes enjoyment you are having now. When the effect of those drugs bounce back, you will wish you never knew about that drugs. So we talked about pelvic adhesion. I'll be fast so that we quickly finish for the men today. I want to finish for the man today. So we have another problem that they call fallopian tube damage or fallopian tube blockage. Now, when the fallopian tube of a woman is blocked or is damaged, she might not be able to have a baby. She might not be able to be pregnant. She might not be able to be pregnant. When this fallopian tube problem could be caused by inflammations. So when the fallopian tube of a woman is inflamed, she might not be able to carry her own baby. Or when the fallopian tube is having blockage, she might not be able to carry her own babies. This can result from pelvic inflammatory diseases, which is usually caused by sexually transmitted infections. And these sexually transmitted infections might prevent the woman from having her babies. So these sexually transmitted infections could be endometriosis or adhesions, like we talked. So this, when a woman is having fallopian tube damage or blockage, she might be having a problem having children. So we have another one called cervical abnormalities. Cervical abnormalities. When a woman is having cervical abnormalities, she might not be able to conceive. She might be having problems conceiving. Why? Because these include abnormalities that has to do with the cervix, with the pubs in the uterus. So when the uterus is having a problem, well, it might be a problem for the woman as well. She might have tumor. She might have fibroid. She might have fibroid. And when the size of the fibroid is blocking the place that the baby is supposed to stay, then how do you want a baby to grow in that kind of place? So the fibroid will be competing with the baby, and if the fibroid is getting bigger than the baby, the fibroid might press the baby and kill the child. So that's why some women go for fibroid operation. They go to, remove the fibroid, before they attempt getting pregnant, before they go into having children. Fibroid, I've discovered that fibroid is mostly common to Africans than the whites. Fibroid is common to African women than white women. You can check your Google, check anywhere, or ask any doctors. It's mostly common to Africans than any other, especially blacks. It's common to us blacks than white people. So there is high number or high range of women who have fibroids in Africa or in blacks than in whites. So it's very low or very few. You can hardly find women who have fibroids who are white, but it's more common to Africans. So, but it can be managed, it can be treated, it can be operated upon, and you will have the chance to have your baby. You will have the chance to have your baby. So such abnormalities can be resolved. And that could be the reason why your wife is not having a child. Not because she's cursed. she's having a fibroid that you need to go to hospital and check, and if possible go for operate and remove the fibroid. So it's not because she's cursed, that's why she's childless, or that's why she's having problem conceiving. It could be because she's having a big fibroid in her stomach, and the thing is blocking the place that the sperm is supposed to meet the egg for it to form into a baby. So it's blocking it. There's a blockage. There's a damage already in her fallopian tube. So you need to solve it. When you do, then she can get pregnant. Then you can try again. So she is not cursed. Go and do all the medical checkup. Don't go and run a urine and blood test and do heartbeats and high blood pressure and say you have run the test. You have not finished though. You are going to run other tests that had to do with her body. Do other tests that could show her womb and if there's a problem in her womb and other things that could be related to her not being able to have a child, not be able to conceive. The same should be done to the man. If you not watch the one of the man I talked about yesterday, please go and watch it. I think it's still the same topic, but the difference is I put part 2 in this one. So I talked about male yesterday. We are talking about female today. So when a woman is also having a problem of primary ovulation insufficiency, she might be having a problem conceiving. It could be called early menopause. It could be called, if there's a primary ovarian insufficiency, it's called early menopause. When the ovaries stop working and menstruations ends after age 40. After she gets to age 40, then menstruation stops appearing. It stops appearing. So it's called primary ovarian insufficiency. So that could be the reason why she is having a problem having children. All right. So that's another reason. So we've talked about pelvic adhesion, we've talked about primary ovarian insufficiency, we've talked about fallopian tube damage or blockage, we've talked about cervical abnormalities. Now we want to talk about the endometriosis. Now, endometriosis is also the reason why a woman might not be able to have a child. And endometriosis, which occurs when the endometrial tissue grows outside of the uterus. When this endometrial grows outside of the uterus, so it means that it's going to be blocking, it's going to be blocking the uterus from performing its function. It's going to be blocking the uterus from performing its functions, and it may affect the function of the ovaries, uterus, and fallopian tubes as well. So when there is endometriosis, when a woman is having endometriosis problem, she could be having a problem, conceiving, because it's affecting not just the uterus but the fallopian tube, and it's also affecting the ovaries. So tell me, how can a woman conceive without a fallopian tube, with a problem of fallopian tube, problem of ovaries, problem of uterus? So all of these have to be checked. Go to the hospital, check yourself. Don't let people stop praying about just prayers, thinking that they are okay. They are medically okay. So it's something is not wrong, not because it has anything to do with medicine, or it has anything to do with their body problem. Is a curse. If something is wrong with them, or somebody has sworn that they will never get children, so they are going from one prayer house to the other, trying to revert the person's curse, or trying to revert whatever. So go and seek knowledge. Knowledge is superior. Knowledge is superior to some of the useless, some of the selfish kind of prayers we pray, and endless prayers, and common sense is not leading us to go seek for medical attention, for medical care, for medical direction, for we to go to our doctors and tell them that we have been married for 3 years, we have been married for 4 or 5 years, we've been having problem having children. Could it be that we have a problem medically? So we've come to check ourselves. So check me and check my husband, and let's know where to begin. Let's know where the problem is coming from. So when you get to know where the problem is coming from and you cannot solve it, the doctor might bring another possible means for you to be able to have your own child. So we've talked about cervical abnormalities. We've talked about fallopian tube damage or blockade. We've talked about endometriosis as a problem. We've talked about primary ovarian insufficiency. We've talked about pelvic adhesion, as a problem why a woman might not be able to have a child, or she might not be able to conceive. That infertility, she's having it's a cause or causes of infertility. So the last problem, it's what I call ovulation disorders. Ovulation disorders, which after the release of egg from the ovaries, these include hormonal disorders such as ovary syndrome, hyperprolactin. So a condition in which you have too much prolactin, rather, you have too much of prolactin, the hormone that stimulates breast milk production. The hormone that stimulates breast milk production may also interfere with ovulation. So the woman is having ovulation disorder. So her hormone is not in order, So she might be having a problem conceiving because the hormone, the prolactin, the hormone called prolactin that is supposed to produce breast milk for this baby, is fighting with the ovary. So she is having ovulation disorder. So either too much thyroid hormones, which or too little. Either it is too much of it, too much of thyroid, or little of thyroid. This can also make her to have problem conceiving. It can affect the menstrual cycle or cause infertility. Other underlying causes may include excessive exercise, eating disorders, injuries, or tumor. So women who have tumors might have problem having children. Women who have eating disorder might have a problem. Excessive exercise, as good as exercise is, people want to do everything possible to get slim. As good as it is, as good as it's good for you to keep fit, to be in good shape and good health, to be slim and all that, and see your nice shape, if you are doing harms to any organ of your body in the process of losing weight, you are doing harm to your body. You might be doing harm to your tube. You might be doing harm to the fallopian tube that will also help you in the process of conceiving, to your uterus that could also help you, to your ovaries. So there is no organ of your body that should be harmed in the process of exercising or trying to have a good shape, or trying to have figure 8 and look good for yourself. As much as you want to stay healthy, you want to have good health, you must make sure that no part of your organs are lacking the nutrient that is needed for its functionality. If any part of your organ is lacking nutrient, that organ will fight. That organ will have failure, and the failure of any organ might affect another organ. Because every organ of your body is connected. So if one is having problem, it might affect the other. And if the other one is having problem, it might affect the other. That's how they keep linking. And then when the problem becomes too much, then it becomes even more deadly. So excessive exercise can make a woman lose some of the nutrients from any of her organs that is needed to be healthy in order for her to, get pregnant, in order for her to carry her baby. So I think we've talked about close to 6 or so. Ovulation disorder, we had cervical abnormalities, we have fallopian tube damages or blockage, we have endometriosis, we have primary ovarian insufficiency, we have pelvic adhesion, and this could be the reason why women might be having problem having children. And other causes could be cancer and its treatment, and there can be other medical conditions that might be related to puberty and all that. So that might delay of puberty that might make a woman to have problem conceiving. So please keep sharing this video. Don't stop sharing. I want you to please share this video to your friends, share on your timeline, share to groups that you belong. You never can tell who will be blessed, who might be stirred up, just not so that we will tell people that it's good to have faith in God, it's good to believe in God, but common sense has to be put in place as well. In a scenario where Jesus paid a tax, to Caesar, and he said, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar." It's not because Jesus was not the Almighty to say, "I will not pay you tax, Caesar, and it will happen," but because there are some things that are needed for some things to take place, just for either peace to reign or for you to fulfill all righteousness. Apart from the fact that Jesus is Jesus, he can do whatever he likes, but he obeyed some of the Jewish laws that were given for the living of the day, even though he was Jesus. All right, so we as humans, we don't need to neglect the importance of doctors, the places of nurses, the places of hospital. We don't replace it with faith. Faith without works is ignorance, and it could lead you to your earthly death, not eternal death, earthly death, and it could lead you to all manner of sickness and diseases, and you bringing much more harm to yourself, all in the name of faith. You can't be faith and be stupid at the same time. You just do what the doctor says you should do and still have faith in God, because the doctor does not have the ability to heal you, but he has the ability to treat you, but it's God who heals. So you apply faith and you still use common sense. So as much as you are looking for a child, go to the hospital, do what is needed, and still have faith in God to have children. And if you've done everything needed to do for you to have a child and it's not forthcoming, go ahead, live your life. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. All of these things will end here, like I said before. You are not carrying any child to heaven, be it a male or a female. You are not carrying any of these children to heaven. It is just for earthly gain, earthly, feeling, earthly joy, nothing more. If you can adopt and still show the same amount of love you would have shown to your biological children. White people do it. The Europeans that do it, they are not stupid. A European will get married and adopt a child, a boy or a girl, or a boy and a girl. Adopt children, and that's how they live. They will their properties to these children, and they are gone and forgotten. They are gone. They don't attach too much do or die, to whether having or not having children. They live a simple life. As much as we say, oh, these people are, there are things that they are doing that are not right. Yes, pick Africa. We need to pick the good part of it. We need to pick the good part of their culture and embrace it. The Europeans don't attach too much do or die to children. Whether you have a child or not have a child, it's like you are incomplete. They don't. They live a simple life because they know that this is the only life you have to live here on earth. You don't have double life, so why kill yourself? There are millions of children out there without parents. It could be that their mother was in the hospital trying to push, and she gave up and died. and the government took over the child and put them there for looking for somebody to call them father, looking for somebody to call them mother, to call them daughter. And you are saying, no, it's not my blood. I want a child from my sperm. I want to see my sperm in action. I want to see my blood. You think you are taking it to heaven. You think when you get to heaven, Jesus is going to say, hey, Ruth, where is your son? Where is your biological son? Hey, James, where is your biological daughter? Well, it will not count. All of those things are just here. Africans, we attach so much emotions, so much meaning to things that even Christ himself did not want us to put all of our whole of us into. Africans, at a time, we begin to idolize our children. We place our children above the God that we say we serve. So it makes people, when they don't have children, they are restless. In their husband's house, they cry day and night. They are asking God, what did I do to you? Why are you treating me like this? Why have you made me barren? Why have you made me childless? Oh God, what did I do to you? They are in panic. They are afraid that one day they will wake up and their husbands will ask them, get out of my house. You this useless woman. I married you to give me children, and we've been here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and I'm still looking for a child. Get out of my house. So she's afraid of losing her home. She's afraid of losing her family. She's afraid of the stigma of of society. She's afraid of being called barren woman. So she's ready to do anything to get a baby. If it means stealing a child, she will do it. If it means paying a teenager to get pregnant for her, so that she can cover up that she was the one who gave birth, and still had knowing that that child is not her biological child, but she cannot stand the stigma that child is not hers. So she would deceive everybody, believing that child is hers, but she and doctor did something in exchange of that child. She must do it just to stay in her husband's house and have face and be able to be bold to talk to her in-laws or talk to anyone that comes around, because she feels incomplete without children. So there's low self-esteem if she cannot have children. There's low self-esteem if the man cannot impregnate a woman. So what is this? What are we running here to scatters for? What is all this? You think God is happy? You think God is clapping and clapping for all of us? Clapping for all of our foolishness, thinking that, acting on things that really doesn't really matter. Children are gifts from God. Children are his heritage. He chooses to give to who he wants to give it to. So if he gives to you, congratulations. If he doesn't give to you, congratulations. The most important thing is that you live a life of fulfillment, a life of purpose, a life of impact. You lived a life of not wasteful. You did not come here and waste your life. You live a life being a blessing to humanity. That is what counts. And at the end of the day, you're going to receive a reward for that. God is not going to ask you in heaven, how many children did you have? How many children were you able to produce? How come you were not able to have any? No, there will be no greater love given to those who have against those who didn't have. So please, we need to understand this. African parents should just understand this and stop making life miserable for their children when they get married. And stop in-laws, our parents-in-laws need to understand this so that they don't make life miserable for their daughter-in-laws. Our parents need to also understand this, right? They don't make life miserable for another human. Everyone is made in the image and likeness of God. You don't have the right to treat them less of a human. You don't have the right to treat them as though they are not human because they could not bear children or because they could not impregnate a woman. What if they were made impotent from birth? What if they were made impotent from birth? What if the woman cannot conceive from birth? Was she the one that made herself like that? Is she her creator? Why put a stigma on her? Why put her into shame? Why put her into a manner of pain? Why cause her endless depression? All because she is having a problem having children. Why be her judge? I want everyone to get this book. This is my husband's book, Your Potential, the Source of Your Greatness. You know, this, your potential, the source of your greatness. It's a book that will, I don't know if is it turned upside down? I'm thinking that it's turned upside down here. It will help you discover who you are. It will help you discover your potentials. It will help you know that life is beyond the mundane things that we live today for. It will help you understand who you are, not just in Christ. It will help you understand who you are the kind of life you're supposed to be living on earth, the kind of potentials that is in you, the kind of gifts, the kind of solutions that you are carrying undiscovered. You are a blessing personified. You have not just discovered the gifts, the innovative ideas that is in you. Every time you think about something new, or every time you see something that has been created and you see a better way to recreate that thing and make it even more better, see, you were not the one who brought that idea into your head. Don't throw it away. Get a pen and a paper and pen it down. That is the potential that you need to develop and bring to come to pass. How glorious will you think heaven will be? Your God is an innovative and a creative God. He did not give birth to a children who cannot create. God gave birth to people who can create. You and I can recreate the earth that we live today. The earth that we live today was not like this many years ago. It was worse than the way it is now. But men and women transformed it to the way it is today. And you and I can continue from where they stopped and bring more, ideas to better humanity and be a blessing to our generation and bring joy and glory to the heart of God. I wonder what we are listening, what is being preached in our churches. Pastors are supposed to be preaching to our members that there are potentials in them that can transform a nation, that can transform a community, that can transform a country. There are potentials lying there and sitting. All they do is speak in tongues and sow seed of faith, not discovering what they have inside of them and going to laboratories, going into research and bringing it to come to pass. Your potentials, the source of your greatness. Written by Clement Ogedegbe. This book is on it's on Okada Books, and it's also on Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's also on Okada Books, so you can get it as cheap as possible. You can get it as cheap as possible, and you can also, as well, you can get my book titled "I Am a Woman, I Am a Human" by Topsy Gift, so you can understand what you possess as a woman, the impact you are supposed to be making on earth, rather than trying to kill yourself for not being able to have a child, for not being able to have children. You know, I don't know if you know a woman called Maria Gandhi. That woman was the Prime Minister of India. She was the one that transformed India. She brought revolution to India. Gandhi brought revolution to India. At a time, she was a married woman with children. Do you know she was so much possessed with her purpose that she had to leave her family? She left her husband and children. She was engulfed. She was crazy about her calling. She was obsessed with her calling. She brought revolution to India. Thanks to Gandhi, things that India could not achieve, Gandhi did it. She transformed India. A woman did it. So there is nobody that is not gifted in diverse ways, to bring his or her passion, his or her calling to be a blessing to any nation on earth. I don't know when Christians will understand what they are carrying inside of them and not just stop depending on God, but start looking inward in themselves and discovering what they are carrying. You don't need to kill yourself for not being able to have a child. You don't need to go keep wetting your bed. All you need to do is to discover what you are, what you have been possessed of, what God had brought you here or to do. Discover your calling, grab your gift and your talent, and possess yourself in that gift and talent, and showcase yourself. Be a blessing to humanity. Live your life as though you are having your quiver full of children. Abraham was a father of what? Of many nations, not because he gave birth to all the generations, but it was by faith. He had all of those children. People are singing Abraham blessings abide. Abraham is our father. Did Abraham give birth to you? No. He had a problem too having children. We need to understand what we are carrying inside of us, and we come out with what God has possessed us with, why God brought us into this earth, and we make that impact. That is the greatest. Women, that is the greatest. I am a woman, I am a human, and I am gifted. I have talents, I have ideas, I have innovations, I have a lot. I have the pain to go into politics and transform politics. I have a pain to go into industries and transform education, transform our railways. We have a passion to clean up the air that we breathe, to clean up the water that we drink. I have a pain, I have a burden to pick children off the street and give them home, to pick homeless children and give them home, to give children shelter, to give them food, to give them education, to better their life. If you are possessed of these ideas, of this pain in your heart and this love, go ahead. That is the greatest. So having your own children or not having your own children does not count, does not make any difference. It can make any difference in the sight of man, but because you know better, because you know that being able to fulfill your purpose and calling is the greatest, you are possessed. You don't care. Why? Because no man owns your life. You are not accountable to any man. You are accountable to God. So that is the greatest reason why you should exist. Not whether you have children or not have children. Most people have forced their way through having children. They've died while they are in the hospital trying to push. They are dead. They are dead and forgotten. Doctor told them, don't attempt having children. You can't survive it. You can't survive the pressure because you have a problem. If you attempt having a child, you might die. They still go ahead to do it, and they died. They ended up dying. So who then takes care of the child? Who then takes care of the child that you've been running scatter for? You leave the child into the hands of another woman or your husband who you don't know might abuse that child. So you bring a girl to a home. You are not there to take care of the girl child. Then your husband took care of the little girl and then begin to sexually sleep with her. And you were not there to correct those wrongs, and you were the one who could not do without bringing your child to this earth. So what kind of pain have you caused the innocent child? So please, we need to understand that purpose is the greatest, not children. So if you're having a problem having children, don't see yourself as cursed. You are not a cursed human. You are not in any way cursed. And anybody who have a child is no way better than you. Is no way better than you. Heaven does not take that person greatest and take you lower. No, it's not done. Equal love have I loved you. I have loved you with what? Equal love. Excuse me. So, no, God does not love the one who has children greater than you who does not have. In fact, God is more pleased if you who does not have children is fulfilling purpose and somebody else is busy producing children like chicken and they are not fulfilling purpose. So God is even more pleased with you. because somebody is wasting life and you are the one investing life. You are the one transforming nation, being a joy to people, being an answer prayer. Somebody is praying for good road. Oh God, when will we have good road? You came and brought good road. Somebody is praying, God, when do we have clean water? You came and gave them clean water. Somebody is praying, God, when do we have a good medical equipment? You came and brought it. Somebody is crying, oh God, when do we have a good educational system? You came and cleaned it up. So all of those are more important than you having quiver full of children and living life of emptiness and wasting your life and not being able to discover who you are. If you have children and discover who you are, beautiful. Congratulations, but you are still not better than the one who does not have. Do not ever look at the one who does not have as though you are better off. You are not better in any way. Excuse me, ma, you are not better than that woman. Excuse me, sir, you are not better than that man. We need to understand so that we can put hierarchy. We can do what we are supposed to do and stop. All of these things bring envy and jealousy. When you live in a neighborhood where almost everybody is having children and one other family is not having children, before you know, jealousy sets in. That woman who does not have children, because of the stigma and the abuses coming from these other women who have children, this other woman will start looking for a way to poison these other women's children so that all of them will die, so that they can all remain without children. She will look for a way to poison innocent children. She will look for a way to kill them because there's already a stigma on her. People are already looking at her as though she's a cursed woman. People are rumoring. People are talking about her. She turns left, you talk. She turns right, you talk. She's here, you talk. She's there, you talk. Everything. Her life is now your topic. For God's sake, why are you trying to make life miserable for her? Beautiful matching when everybody should face their calling and leave you alone, for God's sake. Stay on your lane. I don't care about you. You did not bring me to this earth. I am not accountable to you. So why the hell will you leave your family to my family to come and cause me pain? Who are you, for God's sake? So daughters, wives need to understand their place. Do not allow your mother-in-laws or your father-in-laws to come to your home and tear your home down because you are having problem having children. Stand on your place. Declare your right. If your husband does not want you in the home because you don't have children, beautiful. Pick your things and say, sweetheart, congratulations till we meet again. Till we meet again. Don't go and kill yourself and drink poison. He is going to go and remarry, my dear. You are going to kill yourself and waste your life. Don't go and die and kill yourself for that. Just pick your things and say, no problem. I live. No problem. Let me live. Go and discover your purpose. By the time you become a voice, by the time you become a universal, voice, the man will be wishing he did not let you go. He would have wished to stay with you even without children. By the time you become answer prayers, by the time your name is all over the universe, people are calling you head and scatter. You are like, the man is like, oh my God, I wish I never did. I wish I never chased highway. So women, you don't allow a second party or a third party rather to come into your home and destroy your house. A man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. They shall become one. So you and your husband is now one. If your husband is siding with his parents, hold yourself and side with your God. If they want you out of the marriage, beautiful. No problem. I'm not going to kill myself. If you don't want me, why will I remain in the marriage? Why will I be killing myself? I go to the courts. If you have ever go to the courts, seek a divorce. Let's get out. No problem. But I never made myself barren, for God's sake. So why would you make me look as if I'm a cursed woman? So because I cannot have a child, then I cannot have rest in my husband's house. I will live and I will not die. I would rather discover my purpose and be a blessing to humanity, and live my life loving people, and live my life for God's sake, because that is the one that I will account for, not the marriage who I married, though, not the number of children I had, though. Is the fact that I fulfill purpose. That's the one I will account for. So please, everybody, just like Machinwe said it, everybody stay on your lane. Don't come into my family to cause confusion or destroy my marriage just because you had children, or you have children and I don't have. Am I the giver of children? Am I the one who made myself? Why do you want to tear down my home? Why do you want to make life miserable for me? Oh, I think we've done justice to that of the man. So if you did not watch that of women, we did that of women yesterday. The causes of infertility in women, or the causes of childlessness in male. We did it 2 days ago, and we did women today. So please, for those of you who have not shared the video, please hit the share button. And those of you who have not subscribed on my YouTube channel, please don't forget to do that. My YouTube channel is called Topsy Gift. That's my name on YouTube. You can just subscribe. I have a lot of videos on children, marriage, relationship, and all that, on women and all that. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for everyone who has shared. Thank you so much for your comment. I sincerely appreciate. I hope we'll come tomorrow either to continue this topic, or we do probably something else. All right, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do have a blessed evening, and hope to see you soon. Okay, so I remain my humble self, Topsy Gift. Yeah, so I hope to see you soon. All right, so bye for now.